I'm actually just looking at my face. I look like I'm smiling in it. I'm definitely not smiling in this photo. This is my life in pictures? Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're sending me pictures, yeah. Hello, my name is Dixon and this is my life in pictures. That's the worst part, over and done with. When someone tells you to do something, you feel really awkward to do it. Now I feel great. Oh God. So, the new bromance that's going off. Fabio Quartararo. Yeah, you all heard it here. Fabio Quartararo, that's right. He's got a lot of followers on Instagram. I'm trying to bleed him dry. That's why I like him. No, I was joking. I like Fabio because he's a cool guy. I don't know how it really come about. Obviously being his teammate, not actually his teammate, but in the same team as him helps getting to know him. But when we first met, we really had a connection, and again, he's on the same wavelength. He's a similar age to me, and I can really relate to him because his goals are the same as my goals in racing and in life. So he's a really cool guy, and yeah, I have a lot of time for him. Fabio, obviously being part of the factory team, he's obviously well connected in a lot of ways in social media. The way that he presents himself is very good. When you see him, comes across on the camera really well. And yeah, also in training, we've obviously done a lot of training together, so we bounce off each other regards to what we want to do in the coming season. So we will actually, when things come better for me, we'll be planning a trip to see what we can do to train together, and obviously for the up and coming season. So it's my biggest love, Danny Buchan. Yeah, this guy is a massive man crush of mine. Always has been, always will be. Pesters me like you wouldn't believe, but yeah, got a lot of time for him, and yeah, miss him a lot. Obviously not being in the same championship now, and he feels a little bit left out in just life, because obviously I'm not now in BSB, I'm in World Championship, so yeah, my phone's always buzzing, so I wish he'd go away really. The biggest thing I love about Danny is his big head. No, the biggest thing I love about Danny is that he's on the same wavelength as me, and that he never takes life too seriously. This guy is the biggest part of my career to date. Frankie Carcehane is my manager, but also known as Joan Mir's crew chief. This guy has got me to where I am today. He's opened up the doors for a lot of opportunities, and the love I have for this guy is real. Yeah, I can't describe the words that I actually have for him, and I'm so thankful for everything that he's done for me. My family. Sarah and Larry, in this photo, is a lot of emotion, because obviously it was my first win in BSB, plus obviously my wife, my dog, my fur baby. Yeah, so there's a lot of emotion when you look at this picture. It actually brings back a tear, because like I say, there's so much emotion in this, obviously going back to obviously not just my first win, but my first double in BSB, and this time was real special to me, and yeah. And obviously my wife Sarah, she is a massive part in my life, my rock and my everything. So yeah, it's quite a hard photo to actually look back at. We have this house in our house, and yeah, it's a nice photo. Okay, so this photo here is from Le Mans, day one from Le Mans. It was actually a difficult day because FP1 was wet. And it was really tricky, because you obviously would have seen, if you'd have watched the MotoGP broadcast, that a lot of people were crashing, so it was really difficult to be precise. But then in the afternoon, the track was drying, and then by the end of the session it had a really good dry line, and I was lucky enough to put a really good lap together and be fastest on day one. So that was actually a real cool moment, topping the timesheets on day one, and to be on the headlines of MotoGP has always been a dream. Cheers. bad times. I've not even seen this photo, so I'm actually just looking at my face. That I look like I'm smiling in it. I'm definitely not smiling in this photo. Yeah, it's really difficult picture to take because leading my first Grand Prix, and not just leading it, but controlling it. So it felt like I had almost got it done. The race was really, really long. Obviously leading my first Grand Prix, but then 5 laps to go. I remember going into that last corner and just thinking, right, you just need to click down the laps. And unfortunately, when I tipped into the final part of the last corner, the front literally just couldn't cry no more. I was running the soft. I never run the soft all weekend, and I think it just caused for a little bit of vibration with the front, and unfortunately hit a bit of a wet patch, and where the front was already on the limit, it couldn't take the wet patch, and yeah, I went down. So that was not a good time for me. Really bad times. Really, really, really bad times right there. Yeah, not even going to go there. Yeah, so obviously leading the race, I felt really, really comfortable. Obviously when Sam had made the mistake, he'd run wide, so I knew I needed to get my head down, and when the gap was coming back down, I took my time to respond and knew I had a margin to respond. So as I see the gap was coming down, I was just trying to find my way and trying to find the best solution it was to go fast in them tricky conditions. So yeah, I was controlling the gap. I felt really comfortable, wasn't pushing 100%, and the lap times were coming quite comfortable for me when I got into the rhythm. So when I was getting into it, I didn't know where the places I could push or use the curb. So I was just trying to be cautious, and as you would see if you watch the race back, that I wasn't using a lot of the curbs in a lot of areas. So coming out of the second chicane where you can gain a lot of time, I wasn't running that curb. So yeah, for me, it was quite surreal to obviously go down, and I wasn't expecting it because, like I say, I wasn't on the limit, and yeah, it come as a shock really, because like I say, 5 laps to go, I wanted to almost pull the pin and just try to pull the gap out from a second to get it to like 2 seconds, but that would have been me then going 100%. So it was, like I say, a shock to the system to when I actually went down.